Alright, good morning YouTube. Today is Wednesday, December the 7th, I think. And I just wanted to do a update because I have not talked to y'all since last week, I guess, when I got my negative. So we are in cycle 2 of being with the fertility specialist. This is cycle 8 of us actively trying, and things are getting interesting. They decided, I went and saw the actual doctor, not just a nurse or anything like that. I saw the doctor on Monday, and he said that although my numbers looked okay from last month, he said that they were not like stellar. So that was kind of a little blow because I was encouraged by the numbers from last month, especially the fact that we had 2 eggs. He said that he was okay with doing another Femera cycle, letrozole, Femera, whatever you want to call it. And he also said that he wanted to do IUI. So he said he went over my husband's counts from his analysis, and basically his numbers were on the low side of normal, and I mean they were like marginal basically as far as being normal, but he wanted to boost our odds. Most early 30s females have about a 5 to 10% chance of actually getting pregnant in a month. He said he felt like with IUI and letrozole he could boost our chances to between 30 and 40%, but he did not think that he would be able to get any higher than that. So I don't know. I mean, is 30 to 40% good? I felt like that was a really low number, but of course I had like a little freak out. I'm totally hormonal. I like cry at the drop of a hat, and I guess it's the letrozole. I'm just ready to be flipping pregnant. I'm ready, and I'm frustrated. And then he mentioned going to injectables if this pen doesn't work. So I met with the nurse and they taught me how to do injectables, and they told me to call the pharmacy, and it's a specialty pharmacy because you have to verify your insurance to find out how much it's going to cost you to see if you actually want to do the cycle, because it is such a big cost. It's not like the $7 that the letrozole cost me. Letrozole is $7, and the HCG shot is $77. So, I mean, we're looking at $84 a month for what we're currently doing. What we did last month, what we're doing this month, and then my IUI is 100% covered. But then when I called the specialty pharmacy to find out how much the Follistim was, holy moly, it is ridiculous. Like, if I'm going to be on it for 3 days, it's $200. If I'm going to be on it for 6 to 8 days, which she said a lot of people are because it takes that long for your eggs to get right, that or your follicles to get to the appropriate size, the way she put it. Anyway, if I'm on it 6 to 8 days, $400. Holy balls! It's Christmas! $400. So I'm freaking out because, I mean, that's like our Christmas money. We'll get some money for Christmas. We were planning on like paying down some bills. I guess we'll be paying for a baby. I mean, this is crazy. I don't know how people do this for years and years and years, and we haven't even gotten to that point yet. I mean, I guess that's why they wanted us to go ahead and verify, so that we could have the discussion of how much it was going to cost and all that kind of stuff. Because then they made me sign all these waivers. And I was like, wait a minute, what am I signing? So I looked. One of the waivers is about ovarian hyperstimulation. I think that's right. Hyperstimulation syndrome or something. Anyway, it's like, it can really, really hurt you. Like, it can give you lots of cysts. It can give you really bad periods. It can make you start cramping really bad. Anyway, it can make you totally hormonal. It can make you start bleeding. It's just like, I don't know, it's kind of scary when I read that thing. So then they give me another one, and it's about the risks of multiples. The risk of multiples when you go on the follistim goes up to 27%. 27%, people. That's a lot. I mean, that's like more than a 1 in 4 chance of you having more than one child at a time. Crazy. So, I signed the forms. I brought them home because they wanted me to bring them home and let my husband see them. He has to sign them, and then I have to bring them back to when I come next week. So, I explained it to him, and I said, you know, basically the more medicine that we add, the higher the chances that we will have more than one baby in a pregnancy. And his comment was, so what's it going to be, just a nat plus 9? And I'm like, really? Really, babe? So, appreciating his candor, he said that he said, you know, if that's what we have to do, then that's what we have to do. And I said, okay. So he's willing to take the risk. I'm willing to take the risk. And we will do IUI next week. I am on my 4th day of letrozole right now. So I have one more day of it, and then starting on day 12, I will do an ovulation stick, and they will, if it's positive, well, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If there's any second line at all, which is the way that they want it read. Okay, sorry about that. My video cut off. Apparently I didn't have enough storage room on my phone, so fix that. Alright, so if I get any second line on the OPK next week, which should be Monday-ish probably, then I will go in and they will do an ultrasound to see if my follicles are ready. If my follicles are a good size, which they have to be a minimum of 1.8 centimeters, then they will give me the trigger shot. Once I have the trigger shot, the next day I will go home after I have the trigger shot. The next day, my husband will go in the morning and leave a sample, and they will wash the sample to spin out the good from the bad. And then they will concentrate the good, I'm just going to say it, the good sperm, and suck it up into a catheter, and then I will come in later that day, and they will put the catheter through my cervix up into my uterus next to the eggs so that they don't have to travel. And the cool thing about that is that when the doctor explained to me, he said a typical ejaculate sample has about 55 million sperm in it. And I was like, holy balls, that's a lot of sperm. He said that by the time that it gets through the vagina, through the cervix, through the uterus, into your tube, wherever the egg is, that there's only 1,000 that actually make it to the egg. And then there's only one, you know, we all know this from biology, but there's only one sperm that actually makes it into the egg. Holy miracle. Let's just say that. From 55 million to 1,000 to 1. How does anybody get pregnant? Seriously, like, my girls at school are coming up and they're like, oh, I'm pregnant. And I'm thinking, seriously? How are you getting pregnant? I mean, these are some fertile people that are going to my school. And it kind of, okay, it doesn't kind of, it really irritates me because, and I'm not going to get into a debate about it, but there are several girls that are at my school, and I'm sure it's like this at every high school, but like, there are several girls at my school that use abortion as birth control. And they've been pregnant 3 or 4 times, and they've had 3 or 4 abortions, and I'm thinking, seriously, people? I'm having to take extreme measures to get 1 baby, and you have basically flushed 4 down the tubes. Like, just down the toilet. Oh, I'll just go get an abortion. And I'm thinking, seriously? I just don't think that some people understand. I think they take it for granted. How easy it is for some people and how difficult it is for others to actually conceive a child. And then when you look at the numbers, 55 million down to 1,000, down to 1, it's a miracle that any child is conceived. Any child. So, where we are is I am cycle day 8. On cycle day 12, I will take an OPK. If it is positive, or, well, my doctor's version of positive, then I will go in and get the trigger shot. Well, I'll have an ultrasound, I'll get the trigger shot, and then I will go in the next day for an IUI. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So, IUI, here we come. Please keep us in your prayers. We are hopeful about this cycle, and considering the cost that we will start incurring next month, I'm really hopeful because that's a lot of monogramming for me to do to try to make up the difference instead of it coming out of our budget. So I hope y'all have a great holiday. Well, I'll talk to you before the holidays. So I will update next week after I have an ultrasound. Bye.